I was supposed to be at ECOSOC this week. I hope all of you there have fun. My dad wasn't crazy about the idea of me going to the States at this time after Canadian Tanya Warner and her 7-year-old daughter Ayla were detained illegally for almost 3 weeks in Texas, especially because what I wanted to say at ECOSOC is very political. I would love it if you could play my speech at the forum. Everyone is talking about the price of oil and their stocks right now as the US enters the 45th day in the war of Iran. Boo-hoo. The first 6 days cost at least $11.3 billion, with the Center for Strategic and International Studies roughly estimating almost $1 billion per day since then. That's $50 billion. That's 10 times more money than the Environmental Protection Agency's budget for 2027. And what is it for? Over 3,500 people have been killed in Iran, including 1,606 civilians, and over 254 of them were children. Up to 1,190 children have been injured, and millions of children have been displaced. In Lebanon, over 2,000 people have been killed, including 1,500 civilians, and over 165 children. Nearly 200,000 children have been displaced, according to UNICEF and HRANA. Caring for these wounded has become more difficult due to the war crime of 13 to 21 attacks on healthcare facilities and over 100 ambulances, as verified by the World Health Organization. The war on Iran has caused immense long-lasting environmental devastation, with over 5 million metric tons of CO2 emitted in the first 2 weeks. That's equivalent to the annual output of 84 other nations. The conflict has resulted in widespread toxic pollution, destruction of energy infrastructure, black rain in Tehran, and massive greenhouse gas releases from burning oil, military hardware, and explosives. Dangerous substances from bombs and destruction are expected to contaminate water, land, and air for years to come. The UN says this new war could plunge millions more into poverty. The Conflict and Environmental Observatory estimate that militaries account for around 5.5% of global greenhouse gas emissions, but currently no government is obliged to report the emissions from their military activity to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. The US has committed war crimes and nothing is being done. As a kid, I can't understand the unfairness of this. When I screw up, I lose my phone for the weekend and games for the rest of the month. Where are the global repercussions for one country waltzing into another and threatening them with war crimes, saying a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again? Our world is teetering on the edge of a knife, and so many adults don't seem to notice or care. Around the world, people are regarding the US Congress with disgust, knowing that they have the power to stop all of this today, but choose not to. The New York Times showed a 40% approval rating of the president as of April 10th. And what do you have for it? A strait that was open is now closed. Way to go. Attacks on electricity generating plants, water purifying plants, bridges, and other infrastructure essential to the civilian population have all been identified as more violations of humanitarian law. The bombing of a primary school in Minab, Iran, resulted in the deaths of over 150 children and numerous teachers. Another war crime, due to the high civilian death toll. Reports suggest that over 600 educational facilities have been damaged or destroyed across Iran, including Sharif University, Iran's MIT. Reports indicate the use of white phosphorus by Israel over residential neighborhoods, which can burn at temperatures that melt metal, yet another war crime. The 400-year-old Golestan Palace in Tehran, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, along with at least 120 more museums, historical buildings, and cultural sites have been damaged, including the Sazbadad Palace and the Taymurtash War Museum. That's another one. Ukraine, Sudan, Gaza, Lebanon, Iran, and Venezuela are all under attack. There are over 50 active armed conflicts. 250,000 children in Gaza alone have died. World War III is happening right now. We are just not calling it that. When people ask for climate action, there's not enough money, but the world poured a record US $2.7 trillion into military spending in 2024. The oil and gas industry are behind these wars. What are we doing to our beautiful planet, to each other, to the United Nations? I am begging you, please stop this madness. Together we can still save the world.